Is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother.
He made a diss track on you, though.
You know what's funny about your brother? He's going to fight fucking Gervonta Davis. It's like when you...
Who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean? When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm going to hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch. And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd. But he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Is that why what?
Is that why you wouldn't let me fight Conor?
What the fuck are you gonna fight Conor? You're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he could beat me, and I think people would tune in.
But everybody thinks that. I mean, everybody thinks they're good. If he said, I can't beat fucking Logan Paul, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's gonna say that.
Yeah,
he's a fucking professional fighter.
Jake Paul made it official. Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Jake Paul, guys, I'm all for fun fights. I'm all for big events. I will talk about what the fight entails. I don't think for 1 second that Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul in a boxing match is a complete mismatch on the side of Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is that much better than Jake Paul at boxing.
Almost 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. Let's say he comes in at 200 pounds. It's still a 65-pound weight advantage, which is absolutely ridiculous. How can you be out there claiming to want to fight the best people on the planet and then going out there and taking on a guy that is maybe 92 pounds heavier, that is at least 65 pounds heavier than you? That is called one thing. That's called being a bully.
What do you make of Tank versus Gervonta versus
It's a joke.
Jake Paul?
It's a joke, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a joke. It's going to be like Mike Tyson. It's going to be a sparring match, and after they're going to just steal everybody's money. Same
You
thing.
gonna watch it?
Jake Paul is making news once more, but this time for the wrong reasons. In a recent conversation, Jake cautioned against underestimating him, stating that his strength and self-assurance could be crucial in a battle against Tank.
I'm fighting Gervonta Davis on
wow.
Netflix. Let's go. People think that he could actually beat me, and people think he could outbox me, and he's so powerful and this and that. That's what makes it a good fight. November 14th.
Ryan Garcia was enraged by Jake Paul's comments and didn't waste any time in responding. Ryan is of the opinion that this entire situation is a disservice to boxing as a sport and to true champions who train hard. Ryan Garcia addressed the matter in more detail, explaining why he is adamantly opposed to this conflict. He clarified that circus bouts intended to entice pay-per-view viewers and deceive them into thinking they are witnessing greatness have no place in boxing. Ryan maintained that instead of wasting their time on celebrity showdowns, fighters like Tank should concentrate on actual difficulties.
That's a disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean,
Right.
the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair.
However, UFC legend Daniel Cormier had a different take on the matter. In contrast to the majority of criticism, Cormier did not believe that this fight would be unjust. He explained it in straightforward terms. Gervonta Davis is skilled, but Jake Paul is bigger. According to Cormier, that alone makes the conflict intriguing. He acknowledged that, despite being uncommon, battles between size and talent frequently draw interest and spark discussion. But when Shakur Stevenson came forth and vehemently attacked the concept, Daniel Cormier stood by himself in defense. Stevenson called the bout a horrible mismatch and stated that it was clear that Tank Davis is now more interested in making money than leaving a lasting legacy. For Shakur, it wasn't a question of size versus skill. It has to do with grabbing money. he harshly lambasted Davis, claiming that boxing deserves better than this kind of matchup, and that his decision to fight Jake Paul would indicate that his career is headed in the wrong direction.
Jake Paul made it official. Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Jake Paul, guys, I'm all for fun fights. I'm all for big events. I will talk about what the fight entails. I don't think for 1 second that Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul in a boxing match is a complete mismatch on the side of Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is that much better than Jake Paul.
One of the largest boxing promoters, Eddie Hearn, concluded with his unambiguous position. Hearn acknowledged that the bout is not authentic boxing, even though it would draw interest and sell tickets. It's merely amusement masquerading as a sporting event. He claims that the issue is that bouts like these perplex spectators and lead casual admirers to mistake spectacle for competition.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah.
There's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
Former UFC champion Michael Bisping also shared his thoughts, and he went into overdrive. In a furious tirade, Bisping referred to the entire situation as shameful, claiming that it degrades both combat sports and boxing. He claimed it was absurd to match up YouTuber Jake Paul, who has little professional experience, against boxing heavyweight champion Tank Davis. Bisping stated unequivocally that the matchup is intended only for financial gain and not for rivalry. Additionally, supporters shouldn't be duped by the hype.
The room is a Tank and Jake fight.
Man, Tank, disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on.
Bisping's statements were passionate because he believed that this bout may be extremely hazardous. He reminded everyone that the purpose of weight classes is to safeguard competitors and provide a fair and secure competition. Bisping cautioned that a battle between a considerably bigger opponent like Jake Paul and a little but skilled boxer-type Tank might have disastrous results. That such a conflict was even being mentioned infuriated him, claiming that it prioritizes entertainment over security and may have negative effects on the futures of both men. Bisping continued after it. For Jake Paul, he had a special message. He informed Jake that pursuing altercations like this damages rather than enhances his credibility. Fans want to admire Jake for facing legitimate boxers, Bisping claims. However, pointing the finger onto Tank Davis is a mistake. According to him, Jake will lose the little respect he has earned in the fighting community if he continues to start pointless arguments. According to Bisping, Jake runs the risk of turning into a parody rather than a legitimate boxer.
£100 weight difference. It's insane. Let's say he comes in at £200. It's still a £65 weight advantage, which is absolutely ridiculous. How can you be out there claiming to want to fight the best people on the planet and then going out there and taking on a guy that is maybe 92 pounds heavier, that is at least 65 pounds heavier than you? That is called one thing. That's called being a bull.
Never one to mince words, Dylan Dennis took it even farther with Jake Paul. Danis, in his characteristically harsh manner, charged Jake with openly taking money from the supporters by encouraging such a fight. He asserted that Jake had lost much of his interest in boxing, making money off of well-known figures, and deceiving viewers into paying is the main goal. Daniels views this fight as evidence that Jake Paul doesn't take boxing seriously and that his actions within the ring are motivated more by financial gain than skill.
November 14th, and it's an exhibition bout. Of course, it's an exhibition bout because no athletic commission in their right mind will sanction this fight. There's just no way you can make this a legitimate fight because of the size advantage. Typically, this would be very, very dangerous and someone could get really hurt. If Jake Paul was to swing as hard as he could and connect and wobble him and hit him many, many times and not knock him out with the bigger gloves and the concussion possibilities and the brain rattling round inside the head and Jake Paul just teeing off at him as hard as he could, it's dangerous.
Brendan Shaw also spoke up in favor of Dylan Danis' viewpoint. According to the former UFC competitor, Jake Paul versus Tank Davis was a complete farce that would only benefit both men financially. It offends the fighting fraternity and the spectators who pay to see real fights, Shaw underlined. He claimed that whereas serious warriors strive for opportunities, Jake and Tank will chuckle their way to the bank. According to him, this fight is the epitome of a money grab and isn't even worthy of discussion.
What don't you understand about this? If you want respect from your peers, if you want everyone on the planet to look at you and take you seriously and give you credit as a boxer, you have to take on challenges that are real. You have to go up against someone that keeps you up at night, against someone that gets you out of bed in the morning to go for a run because the fear of them beating you down is real. Not going up against someone that is so small. If you were to go up to this guy in a bar and try and start a fight with them, people would look at you and say one word: whoa, 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 stop being such a bully. Leave him alone. You are way bigger than this guy. And that's clearly what...
Constantly vocal, Kobe Covington fueled the flames with his scathing remarks. He claimed that the entire fighting community would feel insulted if this bout were to take place. Covington asserts that warriors commit their entire lives to creating their legacy. Tank Davis has everything to lose and nothing to gain from a confrontation with Jake Paul, who is attempting to buy his way in with media stunts. Because of this, the matchup is offensive to the sport.